Virtus in Veritate. Welcome to FortiKast, the official radio online show of PIF Northfield's official school publication, Fortibus. FortiKast Radio. Join us every Friday as we explore different issues, discover the truth, and share good vibes in our coming episodes. Today's episode, we ask you guys, what can students and teachers do to make our schools remote learning a more meaningful experience for both? Please welcome your hosts, Lucas Bonifacio, Lance Valencia, and Bernz Caasi. All right. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to FortiKast. I am your host, Lucas Bonifacio, and with me as always is Lance Valencia. Say hi, Lance.
Hey, guys.
And Mr. Bernz Caasi.
Hello, and I think, Lucas, we also have with us Mr. Calderon, right?
Yes, Sir Calderon. Would you like to appear on stage, Sir Calderon?
Of course, of course.
Of course, Sir Calderon. Kindly open your camera. All right.
Hello, Sir Linus.
Hello, Sir Linus. Kamusta?
Hello, everyone. I'm just here to promote my club, Letratista Club. Represent.
All right. So, to our panel today, Sir Bernz, Lance, Sir Linus, isang linggo na naman ang nakalipas, no? Another tiring, very fruitful week, but we still survive. I will survive, sabi nga sa kanta, no? Before we get into all our events and lahat na pag-usapan natin today, kamusta? How was your week? Sir Bernz, Lance, and Sir Linus, kamusta? Share with us, kamusta yung week nyo? Let's start with Lance. Kamusta? How was your week?
So as if you guys may know, midterms was just last week. So pretty much I've dedicated this week for rest because I'm very tired still. But I was able to get back in track, and I just still ended up studying and listening, all that good stuff. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. Sir Bernz, kamusta? How was your week?
Well, the week went smoothly, although I must say there were also periods of stress, no? Kasi, of course, midterms, we have to prepare, we have to check papers. And as for me, we are on top of organizing an upcoming international conference with PIF. But you know what, Lucas, Lance, and Linus, 3Ls, no? Nakakatawa yung mga pangalan ninyo. Dapat learns na lang yung pangalan ko para Elden. I'm kidding, no? So today it was a great experience for me. As you can see, I'm in a different location. So this morning, I filed for a leave, just to recollect myself. I went to confession, and surprisingly, I was able to go to Mass. And what a great way to cap off a very stressful week. And I would like to invite the Mariners also every Thursday. Our chaplain celebrates Mass in Northfield, and he also hears confession. So it's also great to also beef up our spiritual life, especially during this time. Sometimes our mental health can be at risk. No, I felt that, guys. No, parang sa dami ng iniisip mo, you feel overwhelmed. Parang everything is happening to you. But I'm thankful. Thanks be to God. Thanks to His grace. No, this week is ending well. Even we are stressed. Sir Linus, ikaw naman.
Well, yeah, katatapos lang ng midterms natin and start of, at least for us senior high school teachers and students, it's our end sem, no? Simula na ng second part ng ating semester. So, ayun, well, the usual, very busy with class and also with my personal classes sa gabi. Pero yun nga, stress pero masaya naman. Yeah.
That's the important thing, we are stressed, but we are fulfilled and we are happy. Right, Lucas?
Agreed. Thank you so much for that. So, grabe, no? Again, very tiring week, but very successful for most of us, no? Sana naging successful ang week nyo to our dear viewers. Then, before, again, let's greet our viewers kasi to mind you, grabe, to share with you guys, 2:00 pa lang ng hapon, merong mga nag-hi na sa ating live stream, hindi pa nagsisisi. Grabe, maraming salamat. Here from Paulo Antonio Cosgayon, Go Fortibus, maraming salamat. Thank you for joining us, for tuning in. 2:07 p.m. yan, guys, sa mga ating viewers. Nakikita kasi namin yan. 2:07 pa lang, nag-comment na yan. Alright? So next up, we have from Javi Parinas. Woo! Maraming salamat, Javi Parinas. Parang hindi na sa backstage. Next, we have
also my Michael is here. Michael Lejano.
All right,
kapatid
here.
Check
it out. Sir Linus.
Yes, from our students who saying hi to everyone.
All right. So here from Anton Orevolo, nice. Ayan, thank you so much. From Fortibus, ay mali na pala yan. Okay. So just a quick recap, for those tuning in now and also to our panel. Last week we had our remote learning series part 1. We discussed the experiences, the sentiments, lahat-lahat na more or less lahat-lahat na about the remote learning experiences of our minors, and to share with you guys some anecdotes that I received, some lessons that I received from that episode. No, so number one, our remote learning experience or remote learning in general is really a test of character and discipline. No,
Yeah.
grabe kasi minsan pag may nagte-test ka, nakaka-tempt magbukas lang ng isang browser, google.com, hanapin mo na yung sagot sa test mo, di ba? Nakaka-tempt din minsan na magtulog ka na lang the whole day, huwag ka nang pumasok. Kasi yung mga kaba natin napaka-magnet, lalo na ngayon malamig-lamig, maulan-ulan, ang sarap matulog, di ba? Next, it's also test of our patience. Kasi dapat nga maging patient tayo. And minsan, maraming workload ang binibigay ng mga teachers natin. Pero ginagawa lang naman nila kung anong trabaho nila. And it's also for our supplement. It's also for our learning. And also, to add to that, nasabi rin last week na our teachers are our allies. Hindi natin kaaway ang mga teachers sa remote learning setup. Sila ang ating mga guardians. Sila ang ating mga guardian angels. Alright? And lastly, now is a great time to invest in yourself, to rest, to contemplate about your outlooks in life, and to properly, become a virtuous man, a man of fortitude, and moreover, a mariner. Am I right, Lance, Sir Bernz, Sir Linus?
Yes. Ooh.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely.
Pasado na ako sa mga subjects ko. Thank you. So,
Same.
pasado na ako sa MIL, no? All right. So, now let's start. Dami kong sorry. Medyo pero now let's begin to one of our featured segments today. Kasi at 1 p.m. today, Northfield Mariners, I hope you guys remembered na we opened the registration of our clubs, and I'm pretty sure you guys are dying to know, more about these clubs. So Lance, can you share with us what are we about to do?
All right, so Lucas, we begin today's episode by sharing with you, dear Mariners, this year's official Northfield clubs. Yon. So let's watch some videos about these clubs. Tech team, please cue the videos.
Hello, do you want to learn how to play the guitar? Because the Guitar Club is looking for grades 1 to 3 who are interested in learning how to play the guitar. Mr. Charwan Francisco will be the moderator. Join now. Only 10 members are allowed. So you can learn how to play the guitar like this.
Hi, good day. This is Mr. Asigal, the club moderator of SIP9 Junior. I am glad to invite you to join the SIP9 Club Junior. If you are a student who wants to improve math skills and enjoy math through interactive materials and game, come and join us. This is the right club for you. This is learning maths while enjoying it. Thank you and have a great day.
And also, we have our Junior Cadets Club headed by Mr. Mikael Blaza and available to the grades 1 to 3 students. Again, a maximum of 15 members. And also, this club is looking for students interested in playing games to develop friendship and camaraderie. On to our next club.
Hi Mariners, this is Mr. Pascual of Lumen Grade School. Lumen Grade School is all about learning interactive games and hosting them. I'm looking for members who are friendly and interested in playing tabletop games, not only with their classmates, but also with other schoolmates and friends. See you soon, guys. Take care.
Also, we have the Big Boys Club headed by Mr. Hassan Malonga. This is the also known as the Play Club, available to the grades 4 to 6 and with a maximum members of 17. The club is looking for students interested in playing games to develop friendship and camaraderie. Next up.
Hello, Northfield Mariners. This is Sir Rod, the club moderator of the Northfield Server Society, or NSS. Do you love our Lord Jesus Christ? If you want to know more about Him and serve Him, then NSS is the right place for you. Not only will you get to learn how to serve in the Mass, you'll also get to know more about Him through our interesting activities under the guidance of Father Dan Estepa. You'll also get to deepen your relationship with the Blessed Mother through our regular praying of the Holy Rosary. So I'm asking you, yes, you, please do join NSS, and you'll get to experience a lot of faith-related activities online. God bless and see you there.
Good morning, everyone. This is Joaquin Santos. I am the president of the Mariners Directors Chair, or otherwise known as the Movie Club. And here I am inviting you to join the club. Here's why. First things first, our moderator is Sir Ferold Ruch Renja. You can call him Sir Ruch or Sir Renja. Here are Renzel and John's videos. They will talk about why you should join this club. So check them out. And by the way, before we forget, we are accepting 20 students from grade 7 to 12.
The main purpose of this club is to learn from watching interaction. The activities being carried out by the movie club will encourage students to have different perceptions towards films.
Students must have the interest in movies and a background of different genres of movies. Students must also have the interest to learn, share, and discuss, and interact with other film enthusiasts.
Again, this is the president of the Mariners Directors Chair or the movie club, and we would appreciate it if you join our club. And good luck with your studies and love you all. Peace. Bye.
Oh, hi there, junior high school and senior high school Mariners. This is Mr. Linus Calderon, Letratista Club Moderator. I am here to invite you to join the coolest club in Parif Northfield, the Northfield Letratista Club. So what do we do in our club? We promote creativity through photography. We also partner with FortiKast to cover school events in our school. We also conduct training sessions to enhance your skills in photography. No need for prior knowledge or prior background in photography if you want to join, because that's what we do. We teach you the basic and even advanced skills of photography. And you don't need to own a fancy DSLR camera. A smartphone camera or a point-and-shoot camera is sufficient for you to learn the basics. We only accept 20 members this school year, so make sure you register early, and see you in our future activities.
Hi, good morning. This is Mr. Lansang. I'm inviting you to join a Mobile Legends club. So if you are competitive, hates losing, and wants to win every time, so feel free to join my club. So we will be discussing a lot of things regarding Mobile Legends and correcting a lot of gameplays. Okay, so we are here to help you improve. So I'll see you soon.
A wise man once said, "Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile." And so I'd like to ask you, do you want to further practice the virtue of charity? Do you want to be a catalyst of social change? Are you ready to put the needs of others before your own? Are you ready to serve the community? If so, then join Katribu, Northfield's very own socio-civic organization. Don't be discouraged by our current situation, because even if we're at home, there's still plenty that can be done. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today and see you in Katribu.
And of course, calling all our Japanese culture fans, we have also in the lineup of our clubs the Northfield Kita moderator, Mr. Stan Dakaya, available to the grades 7 to 12 students and a maximum of 20 members. The club is looking for students interested in Japanese culture, or if not, at least an interest in the language or anime. Next club. Grabe. What a great way to start our episode. Am I right? Our Sir Bernz, Sir Linus, and Lance, what a great way to start our episode today. No, I'm very excited for the club. You know, I'm very excited for the Mobile Legends e-games club. Sa totoo lang kasi this past summer, wala akong ginawa kundi mag-ML lang. Talaga nagpapabata ako, nagpa-practice ako, pero minsan sadya, kulang pa talaga eh. May mga, pero minsan, ang hirap i-explain eh. Ginawa mo ng lahat, hindi pa pala sapat. Grabe.
Baka Mr. Lansang will have tips and tricks.
May emotional eh.
May tips yan, alam ko. Pero ito, I'm very excited to hear from you guys. Lance, Sir Bernz, and Sir Linus, ano mga clubs ang very interested kayo? Let's hear from the students first. Lance, Costa, what, out of all the clubs na pinakita natin kanina, saan ka very excited?
Okay. To be honest, sobrang excited ako sa Northfield kita. Well, kasi una, fun fact tungkol sa sarili ko. I'm an avid anime, watcher. So, just having a club in school that talks about anime is one super big thing for me already. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Northfield kita.
Okay, that is great. Let's hear naman from our teachers. Let's see from Sir Linus, yung nakita nyo kanina na nag-present for Litratista. Sir Linus! Ano?
Well, of course, lalayo pa ba ako? Of course, Litratista Club. So I'm inviting everyone again to join your club. And again, Litratista Club is partnered with FortiBus, okay? So partner tayo to in the service of Northfield School. So tayo yung mga nag-cover pag may event yung Northfield, di ba? And hindi lang yun. We also teach you creative photography.
Maraming salamat, and I'm very happy for the Northfield Litratista. Salamat sa pagtuloy, Sir Linus, dahil ang nagsimula ng club na ito ay very dear sa akin ang sumalangit na si Mr. Romel Trinidad.
Yes.
I miss you, my G. Maraming salamat. Sir Bernz, thoughts?
Yes, of course, Lucas, Lance, and Linus. No, we are so excited for all of the clubs. Pero nung pinapanood ko yung mga video now, I would like to commend Katribu. I really love, heartfelt yung message. And it's very in line with the recent happenings with the church in the world. October 4, guys, the Pope Francis released a new letter or an encyclical. It's called Fratelli Tutti. It's about brotherhood. It's about charity. It's about social civic. And I urge you to read chapter 2 on the Good Samaritan. And the Pope is commenting on how we can help people. And I'm wondering, and I'm so excited, guys, how will Katribu do its outreach programs while we are staying at home? So I'm very, very excited to see that. And I'm praying that all of the members of Katribu can create, solutions on how they can move forward with the organization's mission and vision given our current circumstances. But of course, we are so excited for all the clubs, and we encourage everyone, especially our new students, guys. We have a couple of new students watching. Comment naman kayo dyan. Please join the clubs because this will enrich your Northfield experience.
Maraming salamat, sir. Maraming salamat, guys, for your commentary. And yes, I agree when it comes to the Katribu, we are called to be catalysts for social change. And at these times, kailangan yan. Before we proceed to some other announcements, let's read naman comments from our, yan, may nakita na from Isabel Victor, Lance. Maraming salamat.
Hindi kasi alam kasi ito si Isabel. Alam niya kasi na sobrang hilig ko talaga yung anime. As in, let's say if I watch a good an anime that I find really good, or just even a movie, instantaneously pupunta ako kay Isabel, mag-rant ako, uy, grabe itong anime to, ang ganda, panoorin mo na. Gagano'n lang ako eh. So yeah.
Amazing.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Isabella. Thank you for joining our live stream. Guys, meron ako nakitang comment from Ronald Yu, a new student who is very excited about Lumen, I am very excited for that too. And also, Sir Linus, meron na tayong isang siguro secured member for Litratista. May applicant na ata, Sir Linus, from Lorenzo Villa.
You're welcome.
And we are also joined by the grade 12 class advisor, Romer Guara. Clubs can't handle me. Sabi ni Mr. Guara.
Sabi ni Mr. Abejo kanina.
Sir, can you share the comments, Sir Bernz?
Club can't handle
nahanap ko yung comment niya. Hindi ko na makita. Baka si Mr. Guara talaga yon. Mali lang ang basa ko.
Sige,
Club
sir, you
can't
can
handle
just
me right now.
you can again to our viewers, just keep on sharing, keep
Yeah.
on commenting, no?
Lucas,
Yes. Last,
gusto ko
what's up?
lang rin i-share. Guys, I'm not necessarily like part of Katribo, but I highly commend you to join Katribo because Katribo is like it's a very good club. I can promise you that.
Agreed, agreed. Tama. And we have a special guest later related to Katribo. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And also a quick reminder, no nagsimula na ang registration for clubs ngayong araw at 1 p.m. kaninang hapon. Make sure na hanggang November 6 pa naman ang ating registration. But make sure to register now at bit.ly/clubs, Northfield Clubs. No? So, Clubs NFD. So makikita nyo naman to at our Northfield Mariners. Makikita nyo naman to at our Northfield Quad. You guys can just check it out, all right? Makikita nyo naman yun. That's the first thing that pops up. Together with some descriptions about the clubs. All right? So that ends our first few showcase of clubs, no? And I guess our fans, our fans and our viewers are very excited to get to know more about our remote learning series and to hear
Lucas,
Mariners. Yes, Sir Bernz.
before we go there, no, Mr. Colon, our personal formation officer, has a comment. Thanks, FortiKast, for featuring the clubs. Thank you, sir, for being on top of this. And just an aside, no, Lucas, we also want to remind our viewers that FortiKast and FortiBus, the official student media organization of the school, is also accepting students who are into vlogging, writing, etc. If you are the type of person that you want to share your thoughts to the world, no, to enrich everyone's understanding of what is happening. Share with us your talents by being part of the school paper and the school student media org. Sir Linus, would you like to add anything there on how we can encourage our students to join FortiBus and FortiCast?
Gaya ng sinabi natin in the first episode, FortiKast and FortiBus is a space by Mariners and for Mariners. So everyone's welcome if you want to contribute. If you don't want to be part of the group but you want to contribute content, okay? Or if you want to be featured or to be interviewed, kung interested ka sa mga future topics namin, so just email us or message us, okay?
And let me just add, no, if you're a member of all the different orgs, let's say Katribu, Lumen, and you are enjoying your experience in those clubs, write about it, make a video about it. We will publish it in FortiBus or FortiCast. You're gonna be a contributor, no? So there.
May question lang dito, tinatanong if FortiBus is a club. FortiBus is a special club, so kaya hindi siya kasama dun sa mga pre-note natin kanina kasi we're accepting members all year long, di ba? Servers, yung mga gustong sumali. Saka, member ka na ng isang official club and you can still be part of FortiBus.
Okay, shout out to Inigo and his family.
Kita ko ng comment dito. Sabi niya, join Lucas Club, K-pop in the background. Yeah, K-pop yan. Pero wala po
or K-drama club.
Wala po akong club. FortiKast lang. Thank you
Pwede
for that
comment. Yan, Mr. Colon.
Sad, no NF Tycoon. Oh, I'm really sorry. Oo nga, no, walang NF Tycoon. I was one of the first few members of that NF Tycoon. Well, let's see, in the near future, baka pag nag-physical classes na ulit tayo, baka magkaroon na ulit ng NF Tycoon Club, alright? So, let's begin our remote learning series part 2. So, again, nag-recap ako kanina, but I hope you guys still remember, but we asked you guys last week, before we officially ended our broadcast, we asked you guys, what can students and teachers do to make our school's remote learning a more meaningful experience for both? Now, let's take this opportunity to unbox and unwind for the weekend at the same time as we dig deeper on the concept of the remote learning series. Before we proceed and bring out our special guest for the In Focus segment of today, you guys are feel free to share your answers and your opinions or your 2 cents ika nga, on this topic. What are ways for students and teachers to make our school's remote learning more meaningful? Make sure to share in our comment section. Use the official hashtag 2 cents. And later on, we will feature all your replies. All right? So with that being said, I hope you guys are excited as we are about to unbox and do everything and talk about everything we can about the remote learning series. Lance, can you introduce our guests?
All right. Yes. Thank you, Lucas. For today's guest, we have Massimo Torres from my batch, grade 12. Mr. Mark Andrew Fietas and Mr. Stan Dicayo. Everyone, please give a round of applause.
Please give your virtual round of applause. Hello. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
FortiKast.
Good afternoon. Welcome to FortiKast, Mr. Fietas, Mr. Torres, and Mr. Dacayo.
Hello.
Thank you so much for getting in your ways. Ayan, hello. So, bago tayo magtanong, relax lang muna tayo, no? So, I'll ask you guys one by one. Kindly introduce yourself and share with us some highlights of the week or anything you would like to share to our audience. Let's start with Ginoong Mark Andrew Fietas. Maaari ka bang magpakilala at ibigay ang iyong highlight ngayong linggo?
Okay, so magandang hapon sa lahat. So last week kasi, di ba, katapos natin mag-midterm and then syempre busy. So until now, busy pa rin kami mga teachers kasi checking off yung midterms and then putting a grade. So talagang for the past 5 days siguro talagang nasa computer lang ako nagtatrabaho. Okay?
Okay, maraming salamat, sir. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, Sir Fietas. All right, next we proceed to Masi Torres from Creative. Kaklase ko yun, guys. Marami na, before you say anything, marami na nga nag-go Masi dito from Miggy T36. Go Masi. I think this is Miggy T. Hello, thank you for joining us. We also have Andrew Priscilla. Go Masi daw. So, Masi, go Masi.
Hello, everyone. So, some highlights of the week, probably. Well, it's after exams, so like, I was trying to chill this week, but still put in some work, just not as rigorous as I usually would. And also, I was also happier this week because I was able to put in more time to my hobby this week. So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, maraming salamat. And I'm pretty sure the whole Northfield community is aware that you love chickens and everything about it. Am I right, Masi, no?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And without further ado, one of our esteemed guests. Ang dami na nag-iintay. Let Sir Stan sing. Sabi nga nila. Sir Stan Dacayo, kindly introduce yourself and share with us your highlights of the week.
Ayun. Hello. Magandang hapon sa lahat. Good afternoon. Ako si Sir Stan. Highlights of the week. Probably kasi katatapos lang ng first term assessment. Siguro as a teacher who really is stressed about kung effective pa rin ba ako as a teacher, like even I'm considering the setup. Isa sa pinaka I was stressing about ay yung results ng TA, but happily, fortunately, maganda naman yung kinalabasan kasi I'm teaching Filipino, tuturo ko ng Filipino, and I feel like that's one of the very difficult subjects to pull off considering the setup. Pero ayun, thankfully, effective man siya kahit pa paano. We're getting there. Ayun.
All right, maraming salamat. Indeed, thank you, Sir Stan. We are getting there. No, thank you for that. No, so I guess we can start talking about our remote learning series now. So let me open the discussion with a question. So I want to ask you guys, what are the common misconceptions of remote learning? Kasi to be honest with you, at first, nung sumabak ako dito, akala ko makakapagpahinga ako ng todo. Kasi nasa bahay lang ako. Okay? Nasa bahay lang ako, papasok ako, that's it. Akala ko makakapagpahinga ako. But then, I didn't realize na minsan pala may mga kailangan work, you need to put in extra time, stuff like that. So, yun ang misconception ko, honestly. But if you have heard of any misconceptions, maybe now's the time that you guys can clarify it, no? So, let's hear first from Sir Mark Andrew Feta. Sir, share with us.
Okay, so siguro number one misconception is the learning output, di ba? Kasi minsan may nagsasabi na malaki yung diferensya ng learning output from the remote learning compared to the face-to-face physical instruction. So, pero misconception nga yun kasi nga when we try to look at the literature, so may mga nagsasabi ng literature na if there's a difference, napaka-insignificant naman yung difference. Okay? Ibig sabihin, what transpired in the remote learning and in the face-to-face classroom is given all yung effort ng teachers, yung discipline, yung classroom management. So, kahit kasi nasa remote learning tayo, kaya pa rin classroom management. So, pag lahat naman yun, ginawa ng teacher, okay, preparation, and then, syempre, yung mga materials, walang pinagkaiba yung remote learning compared sa face-to-face physical instruction. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung conception na malaki yung pagkakaiba in terms of output or learning output, ngayon, mga literature sinasabi, hindi walang pinagkaiba sila. Kung may pagkakaiba, napakaliit ng kaibahan sa learning output.
Okay, maraming salamat, sir. Let's hear naman from our student. Masi, what are some common misconceptions that you may have faced or may have noticed in this remote learning setup? Share with us, Masi.
Okay, so the first one is many people will think that like just because you're in an online setup that like it's less quality compared to like a physical setup. But no, this is completely false. Because me honestly at the start I thought I wouldn't learn as much, but then no, I still am. I'm still able to, intake all this knowledge that the teachers are presenting. And also another one I can say is that many people will think like just because you're at home, that you have more time and whatnot. But actually, you're in that part of your house where you're having online classes. You treat it as a classroom. So then it's kind of like you're still in school in a sense, but then yeah, you're still constantly working. Ganon. And then another thing that people might think is that you'll be forced to learn by yourself. But no, in fact, this is completely false because this is what I actually like about Northfield because they were able to think fast and come up with this online setup. And I really appreciate all the camaraderie between the students and teachers. So yeah, that's what I think.
Thank you so much, Masi. That was great to hear. Sir Stan Bakayo, your 2 cents.
Probably kasi I've been reading a couple of stuff na nagsasabi that teachers actually have it easy dito sa setup. I'd like to say na hindi siya totoo kasi speaking from experience, it's actually kung hindi naman ako ay sa pagsasabi na it's 2 times more difficult actually to pull off kasi kung sa normal setup you can actually like bluff a class without having to prepare let's say a PowerPoint. You can still pull it off. Kaya mong mag-discuss ng kasi as teachers of course we have been in the craft for like a long time na, so alam na namin yung kung ano yung sinasabi namin, pero that doesn't work here sa setup. Kailangan mo talaga mag-prepare ng stuff like PowerPoints, kailangan yun, handouts, and ayun, I'd like to also isa pa pala na tawag dito na pinababayaan natin yung students na to study on their own. I don't think that's actually true kasi it's the 21st century. The people should be aware na we are trying to veer away from the traditional classroom setup wherein the teacher is actually the fountain of knowledge. We're no longer that. Mas magandang classroom experience para sa akin. And I'd like to think para sa co-teachers ko na it's more of a collaboration. Natututo yung mga estudyante mula sa akin and I get to learn from them as well. Yun.
Okay, maraming salamat for those replies. Very beautiful discourse we're having so far. Sir Bernz, Sir Linus, thoughts on what we have discussed? Or baka may gusto kayong i-add na misconceptions as teachers, no?
Yes, I fully agree with Mr. Fetas and Mr. Bakayo, no? Yung kanilang observation, tsaka tama si Sir Stan na sa 21st century learning, yung teacher is no longer the sage on the stage, di ba? He is the guide on the side, di ba? Yun na yung more on binibigyan natin independence and trust yung student natin na they can learn, di ba? With our assistants, hindi lang tayo yung salita ng salita. And also, I love what Masi said na akala niya hindi quality yung learning sa online. Kasi ito yung, di ba, ito yung debate before itutuloy ba yung klaseng yung school year o hindi? Kasi online hindi naman effective yan. Well, any form of learning pag walang preparation on part of the teachers and the student, kahit face-to-face pa yan, hindi rin yun quality, di ba? So, yun, it's not about the setup din minsan, di ba? It's about the stakeholders, the teachers, the parents, and the students working together. So, ayun. Ang ganda nung input ng ating mga guests today. Sir Bernz.
All right. So thank you to Mr. Piatas, Masi, and Mr. Dakayo for being with us, and we really appreciate the time no that they're putting and giving their perspective. For me naman siguro guys, ang maaring maging misconception, no? Some people would think that only the older teachers would have a hard time in the remote learning setup because of technology. But then through experience, we could also say that the younger teachers may not have the hard time in terms of adapting to the new technologies, but there are other challenges that we have to take note of. For example, no, especially for younger teachers, sometimes we struggle with self-doubt. Talagang iniisip natin, given our limited classroom experience, ano pa ba tayo? Are we teaching the right things or are we doing the strategies the way we are supposed to in this online remote setup? Another thing is mental health, no? How are we going to deal with a lot of stimulus, no? A lot of notifications, a lot of online meetings, a lot of things that we have to deal with. Kaya important yung ating understanding, no, patience with one another, and really the desire to walk together as we go through the online or remote learning setup. So that's my 2 cents on that, Lucas and everyone.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, sirs. Lance, baka may gusto kang i-add, or if not, you can move on to our next question.
Yeah, I just want to give like a personal comment for from what everyone said at least. All right, so from what Masi said, he expected that online class wouldn't be as good, but honestly, for me, this by far, I don't. This by far is like, for some reason, just genuinely like, I had more. How do I say this? I had more, just I guess like a driving point, or just I just had more passion just to learn. Like if I check my grades, if I check my grades right now, honestly, my grades are so much better than what I used to have like in physical classes. So yeah, for some reason, it's just better for me, and also I want everyone to know this. So with like there's almost every student who would complain that they're all having a hard time because in online class they give a lot of workload, and I'm not gonna deny it's true, they really do, but at the same time we really can't, I guess, like we really can't blame the teachers for that, because just the amount of the amount of like hardships that you're experiencing, the teachers are probably experiencing that as well, as much as you do, because I'm saying this because like a really dedicated, like a really passionate teacher would like set up like PowerPoints or any type of like Word file just for you to get quality education. They're doing this for you. That's what I like want everyone to know, that these teachers are just doing this for you because they believe in you, and they want you to be educated the best way possible. So yeah. So yes, I actually have a question right here. It's actually on my screen right now. But teachers and Masi, are there any concerns or problems like regarding your remote learning slash teaching experience? Is there anything that's hindering you from teaching or of some sort, or for you, Masi, like learning? So I would want to ask Masi.
Yes. So probably the biggest thing for me, the biggest issue would be Wi-Fi connection. I think a lot of people can relate in this aspect because, like, for example, your Wi-Fi disappears or it's like really unstable. Uh, this can lead to you missing out on discussions. And me personally, I really hate missing out on discussions because, like for example, I even during this time, I still like taking notes because it helps me review, and also in the process, like if you're not able to join a discussion, you're going to miss out on all the points that the teacher will say in the class, because like it's not like uh he's not gonna like plug in everything he says into the PowerPoint. So I really find it important that like I'm in the discussion because I also get to ask questions. So that's why the Wi-Fi connection is like it's a very important thing, because it can also like hinder you uh, from like researching on certain requirements, and also this will cause a delay, and maybe you might not make it to the deadline if your Wi-Fi connection is really unstable. And Another issue I would say is screen time. So rather than the academic aspect, it's more of a health aspect. I can say like uh, I get a lot of like eye strains or headaches. So sometimes like it just helps to look at greenery or just look far to like help your eyes rest. And then lastly, there's also that psychosocial aspect. Because like of course we're still adapting to this setup because we're so used to seeing people physically. So that's why there's also that psychosocial aspect going on aside from it affecting your health and your academics. But at least despite these issues, we're able to we're able to connect even more via the online environment. Yeah, that's my insight.
Hmm. Okay. So, yeah, well, nakita kita Masi minsan. Minsan ka ba nagkaklase tayo? Nakikita ko Masi
Bigla
Raimundo
na lang
Torres.
nawawala.
Oo, tama.
Bigla na lang
So,
nawawala.
yeah.
Pero at least bumabalik. At
Oh,
least bumabalik naman si Masi. Patuloy na
at least
lumalaban.
nagmamanig
Di
si
ba?
Masi, di ba? Tama? Oh.
Tama. Kahit umalis, at least bumabalik. Tama na yon, okay? So, Lance, before we continue, before we hear from Sir Stan and from Sir Fietas, no, just to remind our audience, if you guys want to share, your answers or your sentiments to what we have been discussing so far, make sure to comment using the hashtag 2cents. No, make sure to share your sentiments with us using the hashtag 2cents.
Yeah.
Now, Lance, you can continue.
Okay, so, syempre, Mr. Fietas, napaka-poging teacher natin. Ano po yung
Wow. So, ako yung mga problems lang naman sa akin, actually, number one is preparation. Okay, so, kasi unlike, sabi nga ni Mr. Dakayo, Mr. Stan, na during the face-to-face physical instruction, madali lang kasing humugot ng experience mo and then sa pagiging sa teacher na mismo. Pero this remote learning, talagang it consumes a lot of time in preparation. Okay? Kasi, for example, I have 4 subjects, di ba? So, every time na I have to enter my class sa classroom, kailangan I have to prepare something that the students parang visual na makita. Aside from the Google Docs that I gave, at least during the discussion, parang may makikita sila. Para hindi sila ma-divert yung attention, whatsoever. Kasi pag wala sila nakikita, parang hindi sila nakafocus. Okay? So aside from Google Docs, you have to prepare those slides, at least, and then also to guide you during the discussion. So that's preparation. And then number 2, you check the papers kasi same with Sir Stan and teaching Filipino. So napaka-taxing yung pag-check ng papel, especially sa Filipino. Okay? Kasi you have to check the grammar, lahat, titingnan mo lahat. Okay? So, and then syempre, yung oras natin sa screen, sabi nga ni Masi, yung screen time, di ba? Halos, actually, this week, okay, itong week na from Monday to Friday, pati nga Sabado nag-check ako ng papel, okay? So, and then, kasi kailangan mong lahat kasi ng gawain ngayon nasa computer. So talagang yung mata, kailangan may pahinga, okay? And then siguro yung problema ko, isang problema ko na nakita ko yung how to engage my students, okay? Importante yung ma-motivate sila to engage, especially in my grade 10 class, Filipino grade 10. Wow, sabi ko talagang it's a struggle for me. It's challenging for me how to engage them in the discussion. Kasi when I gave them the text, Filipino, talagang hirap sila magbasa ng Filipino. So, sabi ko, sinong nagbasa ng text? Yes, kami, sir. Sinong nakaintindi ng text? Hindi namin naintindihan, sir. So, saan ako mag-kick off kung ganun yung nakikita mong sa klase, di ba? So, siguro ang problema ko talaga yung how to engage. Sa ibang subject, walang problema sa amin. Si grade 12, sa grade 11, wala akong problema. Ang problema ko talaga yung grade 10. Okay? So preparation, yung how to engage them. And then siguro yung last assessment. Okay? So assessment siguro. Kasi I trust my students naman. Right? Talaga naman na naniniwala ko na hindi mo sila ng mobya. Pero like, at the back of your mind, parang inisip mo rin na possible na mangopya sila or they can ask from their classmates. Okay? So, ang challenge sa teacher is siguro how to craft an assessment na hindi sila makakopya. Okay? Parang ang gawin na lang na, ang ginagawa ko na lang is at least may concept and then how to apply this concept in the real life situation. Para at least makopya mo nila yung first part, at least yung second part hindi na makopya. Pwede. Kasi mahuli ko na kung para sila ng sagot, di ba? So, yun lang kasi talagang lahat naman tayo bago sa setup na to. So, siguro mag-adjust na lang. So, yun lang. Okay, so preparation, assessment, how to engage them, and then yung screen time, sabi na rin nasi. Yun lang.
Okay, so thank you for the... No? Go ahead, Lance. What do you think about what you heard? Coming from our teachers and your classmates.
Sir Fetos, pasensya na. Baka mamaya yung grammar ko ang pangit. Uy, pero sana naman hindi. Sana naman hindi. Pero yeah. Siyempre, sure na kayo. Sorry, sir na kayo. Medyo jumpy ako ngayon kasi excited ako para sa club mo eh. Oh yeah, sure na kayo. Please, tell us your answer.
Siguro, my biggest problem at first, kasi I don't know if this is a good thing to say, but I'm too big on how my students see me, like as an educator, na am I someone who does his best? Am I someone who does mediocre things? Kasi if they do that, parang you settle with mediocrity, they're gonna do the same. If they see na you're trying your best, mas malaking chances na tawag dito, na mas magsisipag sila. So ayun, what I did to still see kung nagagawa ko pa ba yun was actually ask them through an evaluation form kung nagagawa ko pa ba, and thankfully okay pa naman. Nakaka-survive pa naman tayo. Pero siguro kung hindi yung instruction yung problema, kasi to be honest, I stayed in Northfield because there is this certain warmth. I don't know if you guys can feel that. May certain warmth sa school that makes you feel like it's family. Yun yung pinaka thrust ko sa pananatili ko sa Northfield. And for some weird reason, warmth kasi it cannot transcend through our screens. Hindi mo siya pwedeng, hindi siya madaling pekein. I mean, hindi siya madaling ipakita rather. Hindi siya madaling i-express sa mga students. And mahalaga yung warmth ngayon considering na marami rampant ang mental health issues. So considering na ganun siya ka-rampant, you will have to make your students feel na they are understood, they are that you are with them. Kagaya ng sabi ni Sir Lou last time, allies kami rather than someone who is there to actually terrorize them. And ayun, I'm still working on that, and I do think that that's probably my biggest struggle right now.
Okay. Well, una, thank you so much, thank you so much, teachers. And Sir Stan, sobrang yes, totoo lang. The warmth of Northfield. Because okay, so I've been in Northfield for pretty much my whole life, ever since 2009. I've been here since prep, me and Lucas. And it definitely feels great that I'm like really comfortable with this school, because I don't know, it's like I said, there's like this warmth that, you know, you're very familiar with everyone else, and it's great. It definitely like gives me a lot of just motivation. It really drives my love for this school and its community as well. So yeah. So last question. So teachers and of course Caasi, do you have any concrete solutions that, you know, could solve the issues that you guys mentioned? Let's start with Caasi.
Masi, lapit ka pa. I think your audio isn't
Hindi ka namin
sound check ka. Yeah. What? Hindi pa rin.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So for the Wi-Fi thing, I think the best thing that teachers can do, you know, which they already are, so I'm really amazed at that, is that they post, you know, all the material in the classwork. So of course that's really helpful, because like if ever your Wi-Fi comes back, you can like copy it down or download it, um, so that when your Wi-Fi disappears, then like you can review it. And like of course, the teleco companies, I really think they should improve their services because honestly, they're not really giving the best customer value and satisfaction. So yeah, that's what I think about the Wi-Fi. And then for the health aspect, um, like you can print whatever modules you can, that like you think you don't need to go into the computer for. So like for example, a handout or something, instead of viewing it in the computer, you can and print it and then look at it. And for the psychosocial aspect, I would say just try and stay connected as much as possible with your classmates. So it's also nice, like during weekends, we can have a video call, not necessarily for academics, but like for watching a movie. Keep yourself sane. Yeah, that's what I think.
Masi, grabe yung brave mo. Pati na-target rin yung telecom para sa wifi. Pero, totoo naman eh. I mean, di lang naman ikaw, ako rin. But not as much, but syempre, not as much as you. But that's either way. We really have to fix the Wi-Fi situation here. Because our Wi-Fis are deteriorating.
Caasi is a brave mariner. Thank you for that, Caasi.
Sir Fiatas, go po.
Siguro, nasabi ko naman kanina kung ano yung ginagawa ko just to para ma-resolve yung case. For example, sa preparation, so kailangan talagang kung kailan mag-overtime, sige, overtime. Okay? So kung kailan magtrabaho ng Sabado, sige, trabaho ng Sabado. So, pero siguro, yung sa family din, siyempre, hindi mo kasi family. So, and then siyempre sa assessment, siguro, craft assessment na to minimize the cheating incident. And then, when it comes to yung engagement, siguro, try lang siguro na motivate yung mga estudyante na mag-recite or to engage them. And then siguro, to give the readings beforehand para masabasa ko na. Actually, sabi ko na sa mga estudyante ko, magbasa lang. Pag hindi naintindihan sa unang basa, basahin ulit. Okay? Pag hindi pa rin, basahin ulit. Pag hindi pa rin, basahin ulit. So yung sikreto naman dun eh. Pero talagang siguro they have this negative impression with the Filipino subject siguro or talagang hirap lang talaga sila sa Filipino. Pero yun nga, sabi ko nga sila na ngayon, kailangan nyo nang mahalin yung subject ng Filipino. Okay? Kasi kung hindi ka rin mamahalin ng Filipino subject. Okay? So, yun lang.
Wala, grabe. Sir Fiatas, syempre, I've been a student of Sir Fiatas for quite some time now. So, syempre, ako dun. Ang classic ng line na yun, yung
very iconic line, magbasa.
Keep reading. Totoo naman eh.
Tama.
Basa ka lang. Maiintindihan mo eventually. So, yeah. So, lastly, Sir Dacayo. Sir Dacayo, nakamute ka po.
Sorry. I feel like yung problema na the problem that I mentioned, wala siyang clear-cut solution actually. Kasi it's a more mental, emotional aspect that you actually need to tap on. Kasi if you go to one part of the spectrum lang, you become too strict, there's a caveat to that. You might be able to fulfill your duty na you get them to comply, but then you risk siguro na kasi I think Lucas, Lance, and Massey will agree with me na hindi ganoon ka-normal yung pagkuha ng motivation sa ganitong setup. Hindi natin alam kung saan natin siya kukunin. May mga tao siguro na yung motivation is still the honors. They get to still work really hard kasi yun yung kanilang trust as a person. Pero may iba na they really want to learn and it's just not working for them. So kapag sobrang stricto ka, parang lalo silang mawawala sa'yo. Pero kapag sobrang luwag ka naman, may risk din, may caveat din. So I think the thing that every teacher should do na nakaka-experience ng ganun is to just really test the waters kung anong it's a case-to-case basis for each student. Kasi um, I think alam ng bawat guro ito naman na bawat mag-aaral ay may iba't ibang pangangailangan pagdating sa kanilang education. So I think kahit na mahirap siyang gawin, easier said than done. I do think na kailangan nating mag-adjust talaga doon sa mga pangangailangan ng bawat student natin without compromising our own health. Kasi pag mawala din tayo, saan din sila kukuha ng mga matututunan nila. So yun.
Okay, maraming salamat to our guest. Grabe. Sir Bernz, Sir Linus, Lance, if you can agree. And also to our guests, we have had a wonderful discussion so far. No? Let's take a breather. Hinga-hinga muna tayo ng kaunti. Relax tayo and very yung mga diniscuss natin. Pero thank you so much. No? I hope kahit paano gumaang ang loob nyo releasing all those sentiments. No? So that's actually it for our discussion for today. I'm pretty sure we were able to discuss more or less everything, and that concludes our remote learning series, our dear viewers. But obviously, before we end the end focus segment, let's hear some final words from our guests. No, let's hear from Sir Mark, Sir Stan, and Masi. Any advice? Any advice or anything you'd like to share? Siguro a final hurrah for our viewers who are also undergoing the remote learning series. Magsimula tayo kay Ginoong Mark Andrew Fieta. Sir, any final words, closing remarks, or mga Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so simple lang naman yung masasabi ko na lahat naman tayo bago sa setup. So kailangan lahat mag-adjust, and then siguro yung patience lagi na andyan. And then importante pa rin yung health, and then keep safe and keep healthy.
Tama. Maraming salamat, sir. At sabi nga ni Ginoong John Watt, magbasa.
Yeah.
Tama. Very, very iconic line. No? Maraming
Naging
salamat.
estudyante ko si Mr. Watt, naging estudyante ko, kaya alam niya rin yung
alright. Ayos. Okay. So thank you for that, Sir Mark. Let's hear naman from Masi.
So I think to wrap everything up, just keep on doing your best, and Lucas, this is your line, laban lang. Just do it, even though you feel na you can't, just do it. Yun na lang.
Okay, medyo naano ako doon. Thank you for that, Masi. We had this project kasi for personal development, and we were asked to make a mantra, and my personal mantra was laban lang. Thank you for that, Masi. Nakaka-touch. And thank you. A very wonderful reminder. So next, last but not the least, Sir Stan.
This goes for both teachers and students, I guess. Do not ever hesitate to ask for help if you think you need it. Kasi all of us are struggling in this setup. And kapag nararamdaman natin, teacher man or estudyante, kapag nararamdaman natin na hindi na natin kaya, we have to ask for help. Otherwise, we are risking. Kasi parehong teacher at student, vital part of this setup. So kapag kailangan natin ng tulong, humingi ng tulong. At kapag kailangan magpahinga. Kasi your mind won't be able to function in the best way or in its fullest potential kapag stressed ka or pagod ka. So do your best, but still take care of yourself. Ayun.
Maraming salamat, Sir Stan. Thank you for those wonderful closing remarks. No, thank you again for joining us, Sir Stan, Sir Mark, and Masi. Give your virtual round of applause, no? And Sir Mark from our alumni, Team Hoson. Woohoo, Sir Mark Rodriguez. Sir, batiin niyo to, sir.
Yeah.
Batiin niyo.
Hi, team.
Thank you for joining us, Kuya Tim. So that's it for our remote learning series. That concludes our In Focus segment. Sir Mark, again, Sir Stan, Masi, thank you so much for joining us. Our ever handsome Atom Miguel Peza, the great, our production manager, will lead you guys outside of our studio. Thank you so much, sir. Paalam, maraming salamat sa inyo.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful weekend, Sir Mark, Sir Stan, Masi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining FortiKast. I'm back,
Okay.
Lucas.
Hello. Okay, so grabe, napakaganda nung ating pinag-usapan today, and I'm really happy with how our remote learning series concluded, nangyari, and It's amazing, no? Kasi last week, pinag-uusapan lang natin yung mga, siguro, superficial. Tama ba yung paggamit ko ng word din? Superficial. Parang mga basic lang yung mga pinag-uusapan natin kung ano man ang nangyayari. Pero here, we were able to look for, siguro, dig deeper and look for more solutions, more problems, more perspectives. Tama. Thank you so much for that, no, sir. So for our guests, no, let's have a small assessment lang, no, of what we have discussed so far in our remote learning series, because this is a very trademark episode for FortiKast, no. So to our viewers, I hope you guys were able to follow ng maayos and to able to share your comments through the comment section. So for our assessment today, let's read a couple of insights that we got from the interview. I'll share it to you guys na lang, no? So from Masi a while ago, he mentioned that more than the academic aspect, we have to look at health and psychosocial aspect. That is true, no? Sir Linus mentioned in a couple of our episodes back na looking, si Sir Linus, yeah, Sir Linus read a comment, no, of one of our viewers. He mentioned that looking at greens helps for your eye health, no? If I'm not mistaken, just pag stress ka, mas okay yung pakiramdam ko. Am I right, Sir Linus, no? I'm correct, Sir Linus. Tama, di ba? And also, at these times, syempre, kailangan natin ng kausap, no? Mahalaga na we also take time. And also, just to share with our viewers and to our panel now, no? Just to share with you, a friend of mine mentioned to me before na, kasi I was concerned with my eyes. Nakita ko may mga pula-pula na dun sa, sa mata ko, like the white part. Wala naman akong ginagawa kundi magtrabaho or tumingin sa screen. Apparently, nangyayari pala talaga yun most of the time kasi nga we have amassed a great amount of screen time. And he mentioned to me the 20-20-20 rule. No, shout out to Doc John Solavo. He gave me this 20-20-20 rule na in which na in every 20 seconds, you should look at for 20 seconds, you should look at something 20 feet away from you. Parang every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away from you for 20 seconds. Para okay naman yung eyes mo and also cold compress. So those are just the things that I would like to share in terms of that anecdote. Next naman, Sir Linus, can you share this with us?
Okay, from Sir Watt, personally, I hope the schedule can be less compressed. I agree with Masi on the screen time. Yes. And I can assure you naman that the school, the Northfield School, we're constantly getting feedback from parents, from students, from stakeholders, and we adjust accordingly if there are really, suggestions that would make our remote learning setup better. And Mr. Caasi knows that we're part of the tech transition team, which is one of the things that that oversees this remote learning setup.
And next up, thank you for that, sir. Next up, Sir Lance, can you read our assessment?
Okay. So start each day with a big sincere smile saying, "Good morning, Jesus," makes a big difference. Well, yeah, pretty much I have to agree with that, because Lucas told me this before, that he always gets through a day with a smile. Erase your head smile. Smile. But what I'm trying to say here is that I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's proven that if you smile, then it will reciprocate. If you smile, it will reciprocate the feeling that you're feeling now. I don't know if that's. I think I've read about that, but I don't really remember. But correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, but me, based on experience, it definitely does help. Just if you're feeling really down about something, you just smile, and it might be a fake smile, but you're trying. That's what you really have to know, that you're trying your best to be like as happy as possible. But at the same time, of course, at the same time, if you don't force yourself, that's also what I want to clarify. Don't force yourself. Let yourself feel the emotion that you're feeling right now. Then afterwards, you'll learn from it. Then you're gonna feel happy again. So saying good morning, Jesus, of course, we have to stay, we have to keep praying all the time. Of course, Jesus is always there watching for us. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you for that, Lance. So lastly, Sir Bernz, can you check this out?
This comment is from Isabel Victor. I guess what I could suggest is an alternate day for sync and asynchronous sessions. It may decrease screen time in the day too, instead of prolonging homework after classes, because there's an allotted day for it. Okay, so thank you, Isabel, for your input in this episode.
Man, so what a beautiful
Wow.
episode. What a beautiful episode, no?
Grabe.
Our viewers. Thank you so much for joining us, our dear viewers. No, so before we end, kuna closing remarks sa mga guests natin, and I'm pretty sure I'd love to hear from you guys. Just a short hurrah or any closing remarks that you would like to share with our audience. I'll start, no, para bilis mabilis lang. So thank you for joining us in our. Also, kung may mga announcements kayo, guys, ano na lang kayo. So, maraming salamat for tuning in to our dear viewers. Ang haba ng episode natin today. We've been running for an hour already, no? But thank you for, if you reached this end, maraming salamat. Kung you watch the live stream, maraming salamat. Pero kung di mo nabutan, okay lang. There's always team replay naman. You can check out our Facebook. Nakaplug pa, no? You can always check out our other content in our Facebook pages, in our YouTube pages. So, ako lang, sorry. Gusto ko lang naman talaga sabihin sa inyo is, despite everything that's been happening now, I'm pretty sure better days are coming ahead. One of my favorite bands, Franco, they sang about, they have this song called Better Days. And it's a great reminder. You guys should check it out. It's a great reminder for all of us that kahit ano man ang pinagdadaanan mo, better days are coming ahead. You know, all will fall into place as long as you believe in yourself. And gagana lahat. Maniwala ka sa akin. And again, this is a great reminder. At these times like times like these is a great reminder for us na tao din tayo minsan. Kasi sa physical class, ako personally, inaako ko lahat, kaya ko lahat. Kahit ano deadline, papatulang ko yan. Talagang kayang-kaya ko yan, heads on, no? Pero this remote learning setup reminded me na minsan may mga limitations din. That's why we should prioritize also our rest. Yung nga, the virtue of the month is hard work, no? But I personally believe that no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard na talagang effort mo, you should also give that much effort in your rest. Di ba? Dapat ganun ka rin magpahinga. And as mentioned by one of our alumni, there's sanctification in all of our work. No? As mentioned by Saint Jose Maria, there's sanctification. Our rest, we can use that as our sanctification. No? I hope I said that right, Sir Bernz, Sir Linus. No? I'm pretty sure. Tama ba? Tama ba? Tama naman. Okay, maraming salamat. So, let's hear naman from Sir Linus. Sir Linus, any parting words for our viewers?
Well, I think nabanggit na nung mga guests natin, no? And yun lang. Your mentors, your teachers are here, students, to help you, Mariners. So you can always message us and ask for our, help and guidance if you think the things are getting, out of control or getting hard on your part. So we're just here, your mentors and teachers. We're your friends and we are here to support you. That's all.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Linus. Next, we have the man, Lance. Share with us.
Yeah, I guess, well, everyone really said like everything that's needed to be said. Even the guest, even us as host. And I would want to like repeat what Sir Linus said. You guys have mentors, all the Northfield students, you guys have mentors. You can always just reach, not even just like mentors, you can even reach like just teachers. Teachers are always there to like help you and educate you. So just reach out for a teacher. So, but I guess in my case, I always reach out to my mentor if ever I'm like feeling something. Sir Kiko, if you're watching this, shout out. But yeah, just, don't be scared to ask. Always, everyone's gonna need something all the time. So don't be afraid to depend on someone just for a little while.
Maraming salamat, Lance. No? Sir Linus, and Sir Lance. The triple L. Thank you so much for those closing remarks. And lastly, Sir Bernz. Take it away, sir.
Okay, I'll try to make it very brief, no? Sir Dakayo mentioned earlier na let's not forget warmth, even we are in online remote learning setup. And I would like to encourage everyone, while we are high-tech with all the gadgets and technology that we are using, we should not forget to be high-touch. High-tech and high-touch, guys. No? So we have to remember that. What do I mean by high-touch? Let's rediscover kindness. Kindness first to ourselves and kindness towards others. If you fail in an exam, don't feel too bad about it, no? To the point of 1 week na hindi ka makamove on. I was talking to a student this morning. He was telling me, sir, I feel so bad for failing my TAs and I had to, tell my parents about it. It's okay. I'm not saying don't study and it's okay to fail. But when you do fail, my dear friends, Saint Jose Maria Escriva is telling us, do not be afraid to begin again. Okay? And then kindness to others, try to reach out. don't you know, gentlemen, that when you message your friends something kind, no, if you refrain from saying anything unkind, that helps a lot. And for our teachers, no, if we can reach out to one another, kami ni Sir Linus, if we can send messages to one another, encouraging one another, these are going to be very helpful in that psychosocial aspect that our guests talked about. So high tech plus high touch.
That's great, Sir Bernz. Yan, maraming salamat to our host. Give yourselves a round of applause. We had a wonderful episode, no? Grabe. I'm really happy with how this turned out, no? So, before we close, Sir Bernz, do you have any announcements?
Okay, quick announcement. As mentioned by Lucas in our morning assembly earlier, there is an upcoming international conference on Jesus-centered life. It's a family conference, and we are organizing this. So, Paref Northfield, we are very much part of this particular international event. So please register now and tag your friends, your classmates, everyone you know to register through the link you see on the screen. We'll be giving more details on our posts in the coming days.
All right. Maraming salamat, sir. And again, to our dear Mariners, this is an event you guys wouldn't want to miss, all right? Sobrang exciting yung event na to. So make sure to register at our link. Pakita ko lang ulit. At bit.ly/NorthfieldJCL. And also sa clubs, don't forget, October 23, starting today hanggang November 6, ang ating registration for the club. So make sure to register at http://clubsnfd. And nananawagan na si Sir Linus ng members for literates. Maraming salamat. And that concludes today's episode. So allow me to close, dear friends. We thank you for joining us in today's episode. We hope you had a great time and you learned something new today. Virtus in veritate, there is strength in virtue. See you in our next episodes. Wala nang hanging question, ha? This has been FortiKast Radio together with Bernz, Linus, Lance, and Lucas. God bless and stay safe. Have a beautiful weekend. Woo!
Happy birthday.